first guest, Lisa Nucci with Choose Chicago. She's here to talk about this honor. But before we get to that, we do have to ask you, it being Halloween season officially, Lisa, anything paranormal ever happened to you?
I am from a very superstitious family.
Okay.
So you like hold the screw when you cross over the bridge like that. But I grew up on the south side, and there's a cemetery called Bachelor's Grove. And it has a ton, like Google it, there's a ton of creepy stories about, what was, who lives there, and, people were buried alive. And so in high school, you would go there on dares, but it's really creepy. Like there's like a woman in a white dress that wanders through.
Do we know why? Was that true?
I think it's true. I don't know.
Did you ever see it? Did you ever get dared to go?
Yes, but then I would always chicken out. But it's a thing. Bachelor's Grove. Look it up.
Bachelor's Grove.
I think it's on some like ghost tours that people take.
On the south side.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Well,
if my dad's watching, I never was there.
Listen, we talk to you about Broadway in Chicago all the time.
Yeah.
And there was a report, my dad interviewed a guy who worked as like a technician at one of the theaters that's on the site of the old Iroquois Theater.
Yes.
The old Iroquois Theater, Caitlin, this is where I want to say like 700 or 800 people died. Is that right, Lisa?
Because of the fire?
Because of the fire.
I remember this.
In that range, right?
Yeah.
And this guy who worked like as a custodian overnight went on my dad's show. This is when he hosted Chicago Tonight, and talked about, I think it was during a commercial break, I don't think this was live on the air, but he talked about how he would hear screaming at night in that theater.
Was that the one where there was like a shadow of a little kid or something that was walking? What am I trying to
I don't know. I wonder if that's on, Lisa, are there haunted Chicago? There's a haunted,
There
like a tour.
Chicago tours, but also I agree with you. The theaters, the people that work at theaters have stories.
They have stories. I remember my brother-in-law, after my dad told us that story, we were like, how much would you have to get paid to spend the night in that theater alone?
How much would you have to get paid?
I don't know. That'd be a tough one, Caitlin. To be all alone all night in a dark
So what happened? It burned down, they rebuilt it?
Yes, the Iroquois Theater, I mean, you could Google this. It's a tragic piece of Chicago history, but one of the deadliest. I mean, this is the incident. The Iroquois Theater was the incident that had all the fire laws changed in the country, because what happened was the emergency exits, the doors were oriented to open
the other way.
The other way. So if there's a crowd of people pushing against the door, no one's opening that door. So they had to change all the laws and regulations, the building codes, after this tragedy happened, so that like fire exits and fire escapes, the door, opens outward. Seems like a no-brainer, right? Until you're in that situation.
Yeah, because, the crowds of people when they're trying to escape, I heard it's just intense.
Oh my gosh.
Pressure.
Can you imagine being in one of the, I mean, it still happens to this day. What was it, Travis Scott? Was it that show in Texas where people got, there was this,
It's panic ensues.
Yeah, panic ensues. Okay, we digress.
Let's talk about how Chicago's awesome.
Yes, Caitlin, we have some cool stats.
Yeah, okay, so let's get into sorry, Lisa.
Why Lisa's here in the first
off
place.
The rails.
She's like, why did I come?
She's like, wait, are we on TV right now, or are we just hanging out? Okay, so Chicago has once again been crowned the best big city in the United States in the Condé Nast, did I say that right? Condé Nast Traveler Reader's Choice Awards, one of the most prestigious recognitions a destination can receive. This is the 9th consecutive year. That's huge.
Yes.
That Chicago has claimed this title, a streak unprecedented in the awards program's more than 30-year history. Over 750,000 votes were cast for this year's Condé Nast Traveler Reader's Choice Awards. In addition to earning Best Big City in the United States for the 9th straight time, this year's edition of the influential awards also recognized Chicago's reputation for welcoming visitors of all origins and backgrounds. In the UK's edition of the 2025 Condé Nast Traveler Reader's Choice Awards, Chicago is named one of the friendliest cities in the world, the only U.S. city to earn this recognition. Midwest, nice. Go Chicago. Yeah. So Lisa is the Chief Marketing Officer for Choose Chicago. What does this mean for our city? Why does it matter?
I think it matters a lot. Well, thank you so much for having us. We love being here. I think it matters a lot for our city. We're a competitive city. We're a sports town. We like to win, and we work hard at winning. But I think more than ever, the city having a win that truly is a testament to who we are and our welcoming nature is big. And I love that we won Best Big City, but I really love that we were the only U.S. city to win the most welcoming spirit internationally. So I think that that's super special this year.
The timing on this, sorry, we're not going to get too political here, but like we are okay.
In the headlines.
We are in the headlines.
We need it.
That's a perfect way to phrase it right now. But given the timing of this, we have Governor Pritzker basically out there saying, keep the troops out of downtown. We've seen these visuals of like National Guard troops on the city. What message are you hoping this kind of thing kind of sends to the world that we have a dynasty going? This is the 9th straight time we've won this.
9th straight, and I would say San Francisco's number 2. So it's major competition out there. And to your Midwest nice, it's time for us to brag a little bit about these wins. We just had a record-breaking summer. We continue to have record-breaking attendance, for our conventions. You can't find a hotel room, so people are coming, and they're obviously enjoying it. But I think more than ever, this win, I hope that everyone in Chicago feels that much prouder to be a Chicagoan. They talk about it a little bit more, and we start talking a little bit more about the city that's so amazing instead of defending a narrative that we know is not necessarily true.
Got it. Now, I have a question about the 9 in a row.
Yes.
Like, how does this, 750,000 votes were cast. Will you tell us what you know about the process here? And like, are the folks at Condé Nast going to get bored or say like, hey, we got to give it to someone else even if Chicago gets the most number of votes? But give us a little background, your understanding of this process, and like what their reaction is over at the magazine that this just like keeps happening. I mean, I love it. I think this is
I'm sure they're annoyed and they want to switch it up, and I'm sure the cities that don't win are also annoyed, but we deserve it, right? Like, think about how different the city is every single year, and so it's constantly changing and evolving. I mean, for God's sakes, we just had people swimming in the river, right, through the river swim. And so we're constantly innovating and evolving. So essentially, they have a voting season or session. You go on and you can pick your city and vote for why, is it food, culture, accessibility, welcoming nature, and then they tally it up and they win. And so I don't know anyone at Condé Nast, so I'm not, running ads or anything like that, but it's always so great to see that we continue to win, and I want us to go for 10, right?
Yeah.
So let's do it.
I'm wondering too, like, does this happen every time in the fall, like the voting? Because I'm wondering if we're coming off summer in Chicago, which nothing beats summer in Chicago.
Yes.
Do you think that might be leaning in our favor? Is it the same time every year?
The voting usually happens at the beginning of the year, and then we normally find out in August if we've won. So I've known for quite some time, and I haven't been able to say anything. And so that's why I'm like, just give us a few more weeks, and then we can announce it. Obviously, because Condé Nast needs to get everything together, but. I think people love Chicago in the summer, but don't sleep on the winter and fall. Like, it's fall in Chicago right now. It couldn't be more beautiful out there. And so positioning Chicago as a destination outside of the summer months, which we all love, is something that I think we need to talk about a little bit more.
Yeah, summer gets all the love.
It does.
I like that, though. Don't sleep on winter.
Yeah.
In fact, I just booked some tickets for a show. Actually, I spoke out of turn. It's for a surprise. Okay, but like, browsing through, like, for live shows, I was like, I had to narrow it down because it was like, okay, 1,024 results came up, and I couldn't even get through like mid-October. I mean, there's just so much happening at all times in this city. It's almost blows your mind.
And you have, to that point, we have theater season coming up, so it's looking at big time shows with, Broadway in Chicago to smaller theaters. And then we also have Restaurant Week coming up. And so Restaurant Week registration is now live, and we have some favorites that are coming back, like Monteverde, and some newbies. And I love Restaurant Week, and so does everybody else. So it starts in February. We're really excited for that. So it's something to look forward to in the colder months.
Absolutely. So Choose Chicago. You guys are very active online, on social media. Do you guys keep an updated list of events? To Anthony's point, there's a lot going on in the city.
Yes.
Do you guys kind of highlight the big ones that people should see and do?
Yes, we highlight them all, right? Big and small, and little secret gems that I think people don't know about. I mean, I learn a lot about my city through this job. So you can go on our website, ChooseChicago.com, and look at our calendar of events. But I think the easiest way to do it is follow us on social media. And so you get this curated list, whether you're a mom looking for things for your parents to do or you have guests in town. We really try to curate itineraries for everybody, for all walks of life. And then we also have a new channel called All for the Love of Chicago, which is real Chicagoans telling the story about their city. And from that, there's some really great recommendations from that. So I encourage everyone to follow those channels.
All right, anyone who's been around the city for a while, we love this place. It's close to our hearts. We know it's not a war zone, okay? There's people like dining al fresco these days. Little inside question for you as the Chief Marketing Officer for Choose Chicago. So you're like the Chief Marketing Officer for the marketing arm of our city. Given the narrative that is happening right now, politically, the environment, the ICE stuff, the National Guard troops, what is going to be your approach, you know, in your role right now with a win like this? To kind of to push this out there, like what's the strategy as you kind of circle the wagons on your end on the marketing side of things?
Well, that's a big question, and it's a huge responsibility, right? Like, I'm a Chicago girl, I grew up here, so this city means more to me than just this job. You know, I'm from a huge line of, you know, CPS teachers and police officers, so my family has constantly been ingrained in this city's DNA. I think that the biggest thing that we need to keep at the front when we talk about Chicago is every city, every destination across the world is going to tell you they have the best food, the prettiest buildings, the nicest people, great hotels. Everyone's saying that they have the best of everything. It's like, we have the best cup of coffee. Right. Says who? The difference that tourists are looking for now is the why. Like, and who, like who's there, why does it matter? And so beyond just saying what we have in Chicago, we really need to start talking about the character. I truly think the character of a destination is going to set us apart from everybody else, and that couldn't be more important than ever. And so at Choose Chicago, we're convening partners like the Art Institute, to the DuSable Museum, civic and community leaders to really make sure that the experience that people have when they come to Chicago, we know that it has multiple touch points. So the more those groups can be on the same page and Choose Chicago can convene that and make sure that we are aligned, the better. And I think a win like this is a testament that we are all aligned, we continue to evolve, we're never outdone. And it's an exciting time for Chicago to have this win and a much needed time for Chicago to have this win.
So since we're working into fall, we finally feel crisp outside.
It's crisp.
Yeah, it's crisp.
My air conditioning is off.
Thank you. Thank you. That's what
Caitlin's been pushing that all week. Give our air conditioning a break.
Yes. So you said you find all the secret nuggets of like events and things going on around Chicago. Can you give us some for the fall season? Because I think we are all itching. Obviously, we've got the pumpkin patches that we can all drive to, but what's going on this fall in the city that we can get our pumpkin spice and enjoy?
So one of my favorite events, and it's not a new event, but I think that it just is so quintessential Chicago and really reminds me of this like small town feel and a big city vibe, is the Arts in the Dark Parade. It happens on October 18th, so not this Saturday but next. It's right on State Street. It's a huge collection of the artistic community putting on a Halloween parade, and the organizers do such a good job. It's really great for families, but it's also good for people who are just looking for something to do, and so I really recommend people check that out, especially if they want to get in that fall spirit. As you mentioned, the theater season can't be beat, and there's a lot of great shows that are coming out at Steppenwolf, at Broadway in Chicago, and so I want people to look at that. But also, what drives me crazy is I feel like Chicago has lost its oomph about our music scene. Like, we are a music city. We need to start talking about that. And so, you know, obviously there's great concerts at Salt Shed, but I was just at Green Mill last weekend. Yes. Like, it's so great. Grab a cocktail, grab a friend. The people that own it are amazing, and I really encourage people to check out spots that they haven't been to a while, and Green Mill's on my list. Yeah, I love that sign too. It's such a quintessential Chicago sign.
You're a South Side girl?
Yes.
Is that right? Are you
Beverly.
Like Morgan Park, Beverly?
Beverly,
Okay, got it.
St. Cadgidance, that was my parish.
Okay, very good. And the community down there, I mean, there's no shortage of like cops, like police officers, firefighters, CPS teachers, like, and there's some venues down there too. I mean, I've been down there on Western Avenue, and I know there's some new breweries and things down there.
Yeah, but I'm a family divided. My mom's from the north side. So you could imagine.
Cubs or Sox?
I am.
Sox.
Dad, I'm a Sox fan.
Yes.
Mom, I'm a White Sox fan. You know, my dad said that I'm out of the will if I ever admit to being a Cubs fan. But I'm so excited for the Cubs game today.
You can be both. Can you be both?
You're like
Absolutely
me.
both.
You're like me. I'm a Sox fan as well, but I never hate on the Cubs.
Yeah.
I
like,
love a Chicago
what I'm saying?
sports
Yeah,
moment.
exactly.
So, yeah.
And
Right.
you know, you hope with their backs up against the wall this afternoon.
We could do it.
That they'll do it. Now, before we let you go, Lisa, this friendliest award as well.
Yes.
Like, there's a couple things that stand out to me here. So that has to have an impact on the Condé Nast audience. These are travelers, right? So it's not like they have like a bias toward Chicago. Like, I'm going to log on and vote 10 times for Chicago. This is an international audience that is actually, so in some ways, I feel like that carries more weight because they could choose between New York, San Francisco, you know, Denver, Chicago, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and well, and think about the perception that they have of the United States, right? And, you know, we hosted IPW, which is like the Super Bowl of tourism a few months ago. And so you had thousands of people from around the world coming here in the spirit of travel. And I cannot tell you how many people were like, everybody's so nice here.
Nice.
And when they say everybody, they're flying in. It's the airport, it's the taxi driver, it's the person at the front desk of the hotel, it's where they're grabbing coffee. And so that consistency, I mean, we're not all amazing. We're a big city, warts and all.
Course.
But there is consistency with how we approach living in the city, and I think that that's something that internationally people are taking note of.
IPW, that is, what is it? Was it a conference of like travel professionals?
Yes, so it was travel professionals, mostly travel trade.
Okay.
And we, like Chicago really showed off. It was the best. Like, we didn't come to play. And so I think that we're going to be riding that wave for a while in the travel industry.
Can I ask you something? Because I
Yes.
think people are thinking about, this is like not on Chicago, but thinking about, you know, holidays coming up. Since you have your finger on the pulse of travel,
Yes.
where would you say is like people should go visit outside of Chicago?
Outside of Chicago.
Like, where do you want to go after seeing all of these cities come together?
So one of my most special places that I love to go is Mexico City.
Oh, okay.
It's a super short flight, and obviously direct flights, which is amazing. Living in Chicago, you can go direct anywhere, which that is a luxury that I don't think people realize.
Yes.
The culture, the food, the people there, it's truly a beautiful place to visit. And they have a bunch of different neighborhoods. And so I love Mexico City. And then I also love going to Toronto. So it's 80 minutes gate to gate.
Yeah.
And it's a similar vibe. I think, you know, Toronto and Chicagoans kind of see eye to eye. And so those are two spots on my vacation list.
Yeah.
We're headed to Mexico City
no
for
way.
fall break. Yeah, us and another family with kids too. We're going to go to the pyramids. But I 1000% agree. The neighborhoods there, we're staying in La Condesa. It's like it's like a leafy neighborhood.
Jungly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's like these walking paths and all kinds of street vendors, street tacos, that kind of thing. And then you can take little day trips. Like, we're going to go to the pyramids.
Yes.
And Toronto's always been on the list
Yes.
too.
Yeah.
And of course, we Chicagoans, we can speak favorably of other cities. We're not
'Cause we're
not
nice.
so insecure that we can't give props to other places, right?
Sure. We already know we're great.
Lisa, that was great. Congratulations
thank you for having us.
to you. I'm glad you got some good material to work with here. We need it right now.
Yes.
We need it.
Thanks so much.
Lisa, thank you so much. 9th.